Welcome into DCTF Instant Recaps. We just finished the 1A Division II State Championship game. Richland Springs, your champion, 96-50 over Balmorhea. Greg, this is kind of what we expected, but Balmorhea fought till the end.
Yeah, I'll say that, this is, I think there was kind of this notion that Balmorhea was probably the big underdog in this one, and in the end, they do stretch it out until the fourth quarter with about 2.5 minutes left. They end up getting 45. Richland Springs really poured it on in the second half. A really great defensive effort from Richland Springs in this one in the second half after Balmorhea got some traction early on. This was a game that Balmorhea came out swinging. Yeah. They had a game plan. Yeah. They knew they wanted to hit a couple of deep passes over the top with their outstanding quarterback, Marco Martinez. And for me, that kind of dried up, and when they got to the point where they had to chase, they were in big trouble at that point.
Yeah, they failed to make stops late in the first half, and that sort of stacked up in the end. But let's just talk about Walker Tippie for a second. I mean, this guy, what a player. I mean, what a day he had. You were talking about his final stats a few seconds ago. I don't know what they finally were, but he racked up the numbers.
I know that he at least tied a state championship record with 8 rushing touchdowns. And
Is that all?
And I believe he's going to be close on the yardage record.
Wow.
I mean, this kid, he's the best player on the field.
Yeah.
And in six-man football, it usually gets pretty clear when there's a kid who's just like the best player on the field.
Right.
Walker Tippie's that guy.
Yeah.
He got the ball, and he was a dynamo. Every time he had the ball, really impressive stuff from him. And, he's making guys miss. And in six-man football, I think there's this notion that, nobody tackles in six-man football. That's not true. You got to shake them. And Balmorhea's a pretty sound, all told, a pretty sound defensive team. I know that they gave up 96 points in this one. But at the same time, that's a credit to the Richland Springs offense, which was just a flamethrower today. And it's worth mentioning, one other thing. Richland Springs now has 8 state champions.
That was my next question for you. Where is their place in history now?
I mean, they are the team of this century. Yeah. They have won 8 titles since 2004.
Unreal.
8 titles since 2004. Okay, there are 4 programs in the state who have 8 titles. Yeah. South Lake Carroll, Salina. Who's the other one that I'm forgetting? Katy,
yes,
who won
Katy.
their 8th last year, and now Richland Springs.
Yeah.
These are the preeminent programs in the state of Texas, and pound for pound, there is no better program in the state than the Richland Springs Coyotes. Hard stop. They're incredible. I do want to, let's take a moment. Can we talk about Balmorhea?
Yeah, on the other side, we've got to talk about Balmorhea and the season they've had.
Listen, this is the best season in Balmorhea history by a factor of about 1 million. Yeah. And what Vance Jones has done, and I know that they came up short. Yeah. I know they did. But what Vance Jones has done at Balmorhea, I think solidifies him as perhaps the greatest six-man football coach of all time. Wow. He won titles at Marathon, he won titles at Garden City, and now he took Balmorhea to a title game. He took Sanderson to a title game a few years ago. This guy is a legend of the six-man coaching game, and that is a gutty Balmorhea team. And you saw it.
Fought their hearts out.
They fought and fought and fought. It became clear about in the third, early in the
midway
third quarter,
through the third quarter,
where
probably
that Richland Springs was just the better team. Yeah. But I will tell you that Balmorhea is nothing to hang their heads about. No. That's a tremendous season, and you know what? That crowd,
over 4,000, right?
4,600, I think.
Not too bad
for 2 towns with a combined population of 760. They bring out 4,500 plus to the title game.
Unreal.
And by the way, Balmorhea had to come 400 miles.
Yeah.
I mean,
Unreal.
If you don't think Texas football is the best, this is Exhibit A, B, C, D, D. It's a fantastic game. Congratulations to Richland Springs. I think very deserving champions. They're the best six-man team in the state at any level, in my opinion.
Perfect way to kick off what I'm sure will be an amazing weekend. And also, again, look through this Richland Springs roster. They'll be back.
They'll be back. They will
mostly juniors.
They will start the year as the favorites to get number 9, and that would put them in a stratosphere all their own.
Yeah. All right. That's our first recap. We got 11 more to go. That's Greg Tepper. I'm Max Thompson. We'll see you guys soon.